everyone. Welcome back to Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. Today I'm joined by my good friends Brian and Sherman. Sherman, how's it going today?
Uh, Good. A little tired. I'm trying to get used to waking up early to record with you guys.
Fair enough. I mean,
I smell some.
we always appreciate you having you here.
So what are we
Sherman.
talking about today?
Brian, Brian, how are you doing today?
Oh,
yeah,
I'm doing great.
right.
We got Sherman back again.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing fairly well. I needed that extra half an hour to wake up there, gentlemen. So thank you for bearing with me there. Needed to get that caffeine into my system.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was there, kind of washing my face, and I was like, man, I'm still so tired.
Yeah.
All I could do, focus on the bright lights. I was like, oh. And then I come in and I sit down and I turn on my light and I'm looking at the camera. I was like, it still looks so dark in here. Gotta love that time change up here in the Great White North.
Love.
Well, another few days, it's gonna be daylight savings time, right? Or not? When is
That's
that?
December 21st.
What?
Okay, so a long ways away.
Is it
I
really
think
December
it was in
21st is
October.
when that time jumps?
It's that day every year.
Why did I think it was sooner?
That seems crazy.
Yeah.
That seems real crazy. That's that
Sure.
far away now.
See, Thunder
I
says
might-
in Germany
I
it's
might be dumb. I might be dumb. Give me a second. Might be thinking of
I
when
think
it
Slother
becomes
might be
winter.
right. Or,
I think Thunder might be right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just called him Slother or something like that.
Slother.
Yeah, I think Thunder.
We are now one Thunder.
Soon there will only be
When
one.
does daylight savings time end? Oh, November 5th.
This is a great start to this episode. When does daylight saving start? We're gonna save people some time here.
November 1st or 5th, we get an extra hour of sleep.
And then they rudely take it away.
Instead of waking up at
I think-
5 or 6, I'm waking up at 5. Hurrah.
Oh,
So,
man.
what are we talking about today, guys?
So we recently went to the face-to-face event in Calgary. We were gonna talk about some memories.
Oh man, I wish Dan could be here again. We should probably address that. Dan is out this week. He
Had a family emergency.
Yeah, we'll say it's a family emergency, so all our love's going to Dan there. So I would love to have him here so we could get his input and everything in, but we didn't think we could let more time elapse because it's already been 2 weeks since the event, and we thought it was something that we really did want to talk about.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
we had a lot of good interaction and whatnot, so yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'm kind of really interested because me and Slothy have been to one already now. We went up to Edmonton and then we did Calgary. Sherman, you came back. You were there on the Saturday and you came back on the Sunday. How was it for you? What are your first thoughts with kind of being there on the other side of the booth?
It was interesting, I'll say that. It's it was interesting, fun, and weird at the same time. Like being on the other side is always weird, right?
Mhm.
So because you're interacting with people, and people are everyone's different in how they socialize and interact and everything. But once you sit down and you start playing, it's like the same old, right?
Yep.
But what was really interesting was the fact that you'll once again, and everyone's talked about this on multiple times. We've touched on it. Is just everyone's different aspect of what the power level is. So my understanding of a power level 7 might be your 9, while your 7 is my 9, right?
Yep.
So interacting with people are like, oh, this is a really casual deck, and they're dropping down like Dockside, Extortionist, and all that stuff, reanimating it and doing a loop repeat.
Oh,
It's just
that
like,
game was hilarious.
it's like, how the hell?
That was funny.
You know, so it's just like, you know, things like that, right? Or a person's like, oh, this is like a casual deck. And this is like, in my play group, this is like a 6, you know, and by like turn 4, they have like a 50-50 with Trample and Vigilance or something like so stupid, right? You know, things like that. It's just like, how is this a 6 in your play group? Like, what kind of play group do you have? It's insane.
But
So,
I don't think
only-
like I can say out of any of my games that I got blown out of the board though. Like
No,
I don't think there was any games where it was like extremely offsided by any means. Like I definitely had some slow games, but
Mhm.
we
But it
were
was-
able to get around some things.
oh yeah, and like
Yeah,
people
it's-
will see that and they'll tone it back, you know. So, but yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was nice to be at a Manenter event, a Magic event. Have been to one in a long time. So yeah, it was really interesting. And like I said, being on the other side of that table is really weird.
What was your highlight?
So, sorry.
What was your highlight?
Ooh, what was a highlight?
I have one in my mind, and I'm kind of curious if it might be yours.
I don't know. Like there's there's so many things that were going on at that time.
All right, so mine is on Saturday. You probably had about an hour to an hour and a half conversation with a relatively new player. And
that
you
one.
were just dropping the chat prior to given a stream chat with Thunder here. Like you were passing on like your knowledge to this new guy. So like that to me, I was like, wow, it's like Sherman's like really into this. Like, so like that's what I kind of had as what I thought your highlight might be.
That was a really interesting conversation. Like we won't go too deep into this just because but like the person came in, he like a lot of people, they're like, oh, like I'm thinking about starting to stream and sell online and all that stuff. Like this guy had like a collection of Pokemon, and he was trying to get into Magic. So we're like giving him cards, and we're having a friendly game, and I'm like, for those who don't know, like I left the podcast because of my job, and that was sales online, right? So, and then this guy, he wanted to do basically the same thing. So I'm telling him like, look, here's the differences. This is what you have to do. You have to choose a direction of how you want to sell, and then for streaming, it's just like he keeps on saying like, oh, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, your biggest setback is the fact that you keep on coming up with excuses to say like, you're not ready yet. Just do it. Just bloody do it, you know? And you go from there. My first stream sucked. Hands down sucked. The audio was bad. My camera wasn't set up well. Like I had like,
copyrighted music.
Yeah, I don't have anything, right? But I'm just like, look, if I keep on saying that I'm gonna wait until it's perfect, I'm never gonna get it done. And now I've been streaming for like 3 months or so, and like you just learn that it doesn't matter if you have good content, people will come back.
Yep,
they don't.
You have to be entertaining. Like that's the thing. As long as you can find the person entertaining,
yeah,
that's all.
That's it. Other than that, like the next thing, like, you know, like watching, like I wasn't there on the Friday when you guys were playing, but you guys uploaded the video of Connor's deck.
Oh yeah, his Bob Ross deck.
Oh my goodness! Like I thought Slothy's sliver deck was brutal, and then I'm watching the gameplay and the interaction with Connor's deck.
It's all layers,
and I'm just like, what the heck? There's so many layers. Like
I would have called this my onion deck.
Oh my god.
It's like an onion. There's layers.
You know what else has layers? Cake.
Yeah,
people love cake.
That's very true. Everybody loves ice cream. Do you want ice cream? Yeah. Okay, you're volunteered.
But yeah, like those are probably the highlights for me. So like I really did. another highlight I have to say was when we were playing and you chaos warped Slothy's creature.
Oh, my Gale Rider, or not Gale Rider, my Mana Weft Sliver.
Yeah, into
into the first sliver.
We don't need to talk about this.
that just hurt. That hurt. I'm like, you're supposed to help. It's like Obi-Wan in like Star Wars, right? You're supposed to be the chosen one.
I tried to get rid of the flying problem, and no, I tried to get rid of him being able to just pump out all the slivers, and then I just gave him the biggest sliver. Here you go.
And then I cascaded into another mana sliver.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Slivers.
But
what can be said? What can be said that hasn't been said already? I love that mug.
Oh.
This one?
Yeah, that is an absolutely amazing mug.
Heck yeah.
So what about you guys? What are your guys' highlights?
Yeah, please, Slothy.
Like Slothy, what are your highlights?
I mean, I think the big highlight for me was just kind of talking to everybody there, hanging out with friends. I really, really, really liked the Rogue's Passage people.
They're super cool.
They were, getting some games in with them was fun. But trying out a bunch of new decks was awesome.
Yeah, you're playing a bunch of Brian's decks too. Just try out.
You're playing my Angel deck.
I played one of Brian's decks, two of Brian's decks, just a bunch.
Yeah, he even then was like, Brian, do you have the deck list? And I sent it on over to him, so I'm expecting to see an Angel deck here soon.
Great.
A Savala Angel, excellent build.
Yeah, that was a really fun deck to play. Parlay's fun.
Yeah, I after Dan actually like recommended her as my commander, I've never looked back from having a Savala deck.
Yeah,
it's great for politics. Like you get extra life, you get extra mana.
There are players though that look at it and go, I don't want you helping my opponents, so they will target her repeatedly. I have run into that once, but most people like the card draw. They're not gonna, I don't want it. I don't want it.
Well, you just negotiate with everyone else. Like, see, this person's picking on me, saying they don't want you to draw cards with my help. Therefore, the three of us.
Yeah, exactly. We are a coalition until someone backstabs me. So for me, I showed up. I actually had the Friday off, so I showed up early and I went out and I helped a little bit. I didn't do much, I'll be honest, but one of the artists, Jeff, forgot, I guess, like some token trays, so he needed to run out to go and get some. So I helped him out with the drive, chat with him for a bit. Really fun guy. Then came back, helped move a couple boxes of things and all that stuff, and then headed off, and then could barely sleep the following evening and showed up at Daniel's house way too early, I guess. And then we always, right?
Yeah, I remember you texting me that morning, hey, we're going to meet at 8. So I got there at 8. And then couldn't find you guys for a while.
An hour and a half later.
Wow.
But yeah, then we got ready. We had our tables. We got set up. I'm pretty sure we got 2 or 3. I think we got some recorded games in. I can't remember if we actually streamed one or not. But we ended up getting set up a little bit further away than where the main bulk of the people were. I think it definitely helped with the audio, not being around like the speakers and stuff this time. So we got some really good games in, which I think by this time of this episode coming out, it would be 4 games have been uploaded so far.
Honestly, where we were was kind of perfect. Because, at least for me.
Yeah.
Because the audio was way better. There weren't speakers directly above us. But people could still see us, and I don't think we had a problem at all finding people to play games with.
No. I do feel that the foot traffic was a little bit off, just due to us being off onto the side, but we, like you mentioned, people see the camera set up and they instinctively, ooh, what's going on over here? And like when we stepped outside, or when we're just walking around, you're talking to people, because that's what when I wasn't in a game, I was really enjoying walking around the vendors' tables and stuff like that. I chatted with like one conversation was, I think, a father and a son were here. I guess there was supposed to be like a Plinko board where you could win some prizes or random boosters and stuff like that.
I did that a couple times.
Yeah, so he was looking for that, but we got talking about like what we do, stuff like that. I offered for them to come over and play some games with us. I just really enjoy kind of that networking, communicating with people. Like, it's, again, we're there for one, the love of the game. We love our cards and all that stuff, and most of the time these events are where you can find those fancy or different looking cards than what you already have. You can usually get your basic stuff at your LGS. Sometimes you're able to stumble across the cards that you're looking for, but sometimes there are those really sought after cards that maybe the LGS is always selling out of, or doesn't have the main bulk to really for you to get them sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I ended up getting one of the new sparkly doubling seasons because I know Daniel wants it, and I had to flaunt it in front of him when I traded some cards in.
Oh yeah,
he must, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like we had some really good conversations with the House of Cards guys. Kelly from Face to Face, fantastic guy. He was the one that looked after us and everything, getting us set up there. And I still have not got a game in with him yet.
No.
He said he does say he plays, so.
But he was probably, like, he's running the event, so he's busy as hell, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's, but I honestly, I love these events. I really enjoyed them when I was just going as a participant. I've actually wanted to write a blog about like my first impressions of going out as a not an attendee but a participant within the event, because I just really enjoyed it. I really just enjoyed the community aspect of it, talking to people. Like we played against some really different commanders that I have not seen ever.
Yeah.
Like we had some brand new players out the first day. They had there was a Shelob deck, and what really we kind of felt really excited about was, and I know I've been rambling here for a very long time, and we were asking Slothy about what his highlights were, and I just couldn't stop talking. Hi, I am Daniel today. But he came back, and he's like, we were watching your like Daniel's deck list for Shelob, and they're like, oh, we have some ideas. Thank you. And like hearing that feedback and just interacting with people that are enjoying the content, just it means so much to me. Like, and I'm assuming the same for you guys as well, right? Like it means so much to us. That people enjoy the content, and it just really means a lot to us when we actually get to hear it, especially when it's face to face.
One of my favorite things doing this is, and it just happened recently with the Imidane deck, when it gives people ideas for their decks, because I love seeing them, and as mean as Imidane was, there should be more of them. but seeing people say that we kind of gave them some ideas for it is just awesome.
Right? I always like being a driving force behind some inspiration.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I actually accomplished something with my life a little bit. Like, I encourage this guy. Yeah. Okay, I did my job here.
You made him into a degenerate. What's wrong with you?
Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some.
Don't tell him to put Cyclonic Rift in. What the heck?
I have removed every Cyclonic Rift from all of my decks. Because as soon as Daniel sees it, if it is revealed from the top of my library, I have to show my hand, or however he finds out, I am instantly target number 1. So I like living, so I'm going to. So I've removed it. Plus, it is a little bit of a crutch, so I do try to find a little some other ways to get around, or other ways to just not have to deal with it.
That's fair.
You know.
But once again, like, stuff like that just depends on your play group, right? And you just go from there. So if your play group
just use
plays like high power stuff, then throw it in. If they play jank, then maybe tone it down a bit.
Just use it for its actual 2-drop. I bounce that one thing.
So
yeah, Brian, or Slothy, do you have any other highlights?
Honestly, just meeting a bunch of people was the biggest one. I really enjoyed that little interview that Brian and I did. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't seen it anywheres.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it anywhere. But
I messaged
really
Kelly
fun.
too. I was like, "Hey, out of curiosity, I would love to see it." Or like, if you could send us like the data, like I would love it, because if no one knows, it feels great being interviewed. You feel very important.
100%.
So to give some context to everyone, someone from Face to Face approached us, and they're like, "Hey, can we ask you guys a few questions and all that stuff?" And Brian and Slothy are like, "Yeah, of course." So they did an interview and everything, and they're like, "Oh yeah, so the interview should be up in what, a week or so, or something, like on Face to Face."
Yeah,
they're from Face to Face. So, and that's what we're talking about for the interview.
Yeah, they're asking us what our favorite event, or what our favorite sets were, what we think of the community, or like the events and everything. And the answer was, again, the community. Like we both said, it's coming out, meeting new people, and just playing games. It's the fun of the game that really drives everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we didn't love this game so much, we probably wouldn't be spending an hour plus talking about preaching the good word of Magic the Gathering. I love all the memes. If you teach your kids how to play Magic, they won't have enough money for drugs.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So true.
So, out of all the decks that you guys played this weekend, which ones did you like playing the most? Which ones did you have the most fun interactions with?
Not your slivers.
I said ones that you played. Leave my slivers out of this. They did nothing wrong.
I really wish I had Ariette built for the event, because recently playing her, I think it would have been so much fun. But I think I almost rotated through enough of my decks, but probably my favorite one would have been the Shalai and Halar against the 2 CDH Italians.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because just the ending.
Did we upload that video already or not?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
yeah, we did.
It's up there, and it's just such a funny win, because Daniel still thinks he should take credit for it. It was going to happen if he liked it or not. He would have just been on the receiving end sooner.
That commander was really interesting.
What, the Italian one?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I did like it. I haven't been out to an LGS in a while, so I haven't even seen if there's one up for like purchase, because I would probably build it, because I thought it was a fun deck. It gave a lot of draw, like saying 1 or 2 when early game, like you're still gonna get payoff for it.
Yeah, 100%.
End game 6. I still think it's a bad. It's still bad. Like, if you think about the average, there's probably only 4 or 5, 6, like 4 or 5, 6 CMCs in there.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Sherman? What decks did you enjoy playing?
Oh, there's so many cool ones. I don't know. Like, there's one that I wanted to play against, but I ended up spectating. So I can't remember the person's name. He's the one that came down from Edmonton.
Ross.
Yeah, Ross. Like, he had like the mini.
Oh, the mini Zerta.
Yeah,
mini Zerta.
No cards were harmed in the building of this except for basic lands.
Yeah. So like, it was basically like Dan put up a picture on Instagram of the cards and everything, and basically like he took the cards and he cut them so they're like a quarter of the size of a regular Magic card.
Oh yeah, they're tiny.
A quarter or something like that. They're tiny, like almost the size of a Hanafuda card. So
what?
Oh, Hanafuda card. So it's like the original card game that Nintendo was first created. I'll show you the game. I know how to play it. I'll show you the games one day.
All right.
Anyways,
continue.
So they're tiny. So they're like 2 by 3 inches or so, or something like that. Let's say, okay, like 1.5, 2 inches by like 3. So, and he's just playing them, and like it seemed interesting. Like, it would have been something that I would have enjoyed playing against or played with. So, but like I was spectating, but like that was something that I would have liked to play against. Because it was just interesting, and you guys know me. I like jank. I like silly things,
and
that was definitely up my alley.
For me.
Sorry?
He purposely lost for me and put my commander into the graveyard.
Oh,
because I told Ross to try not to lose.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, okay. Board wipe. Oh, I'll just put your commander in the graveyard. It's a partner. You have 2. It's fine.
You only need 1.
You only need 1. That's fine.
Yeah, that was funny. Like, I was doing fairly well in that game too.
On the subject of Ross, I thought it was hilarious because he stepped in for me for a minute so Dan could talk to me about something. And I come back and the only thing he says to me is, Jesus, Slothy, you are mean.
And no better compliment has been paid to Slothy ever since.
Honestly. Yeah.
No, I absolutely have loved both of the events that we went to. I'm really happy that our video game plays were able to be listened to this time. But like the speaker system, I understand needing to announce stuff, but luckily, like it's not as loud over the recording, which is good.
Yeah. No, I think that also comes from not having a speaker directly above us, and then every 10 feet.
Yeah, because like the videos for your gameplays and whatnot in Edmonton, when they were announcing stuff, it was just almost unbearable. So, but like
on the video,
yeah,
it actually sounds wonderful on the video.
Yeah, but like comparing like that to like real like you're there, like I could just imagine.
Yeah, when I was first listening, I was like, I would have loved it if it was this volume. But like I get it. Like, well, they had 2 halls, so in Edmonton they did have 2 events at once. So there's people crisscrossing it. So having localized speakers might not have worked out the best for that, which I can semi understand, but people got to be ready for their events. If they miss them, they miss them.
And that's understandable. And then you have side events going on that are firing off, so they have to announce it, let people know. So we totally understand. We get it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then like it's funny because like people would come by like, why are you guys so far away? Why are you guys so far?
I was like for the recording.
You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
We had the prize wall. We had the prize wall and I think a couple of the banners in front of wherever the closest speaker was. So it was plenty muffled before it even got to us.
Yeah.
I do like even like going to the last 2 events. I really want to get one of the big cards now.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to Dan.
After seeing Dan having one. But I don't think they did not have a card that I really wanted, though.
Which was?
No, I'm just saying they just didn't have a card
like in
that
general?
I really wanted.
I would have loved to bring home the Samwise Gamgee.
That would have been one,
nice.
maybe of the closer ones, because that's actually used. The Phyrexian, what was it? Phyrexian Portal?
Portal to Phyrexia?
Yeah, that one. That was one I was like, you know what? Like, I would 100%, I play Phyrexian Portal. And whoosh! And then, like, just the gust of wind from me putting the card down would blow everyone else's cards off the table. I'd be like, ha, 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 Phyrexia has arrived. Chaos. Just
I also really liked that metal, what was it, Atraxa that Dan brought home.
Oh, yeah. That gold-plated backing.
So nice.
That was actually pretty
I wonder. Yeah.
Yeah, those were a nice addition. The large card Baral was actually really cool. Being able to actually see his sword up in person.
That's really cool.
You could see more detail to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I have to say, Jeff, I think it's Lobenstein. I apologize,
Lobenstein.
Jeff, if you're listening and I butchered your last name. I do apologize. But so he had the reoccurring nightmare.
Yes.
Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah.
And it was like I think I like the card, and I'll be honest, I don't play the card, but nostalgia, that's like one of the first arts I remember seeing while getting into Magic in like middle school, grade 6. Pre-adult or preteen memories, right? And then on the painting that he had there, he stitches in with like silver thread. I think he actually said it is silver. And each painting that he does, there's only one per show, and they're all different. And like, he was listing off the different like languages that the symbols are from. So there's
he was.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
like he like there was like Egyptian trying to think
goldfish.
Just like a bunch of symbols, and then
the goldfish
like
was
goldfish
the
crackers.
favorite thing. I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
But like I just thought it was so amazing. And then he also had one with Sherman. Like I thought it would have been like something fantastic for you too, because it's like that new kind of wizard with like all like his students behind him and stuff like that. And it had like the magic runes or symbols were the silvered parts.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really, really cool. I really liked it.
It's always fun to see them bringing out artists and whatnot to these events, and it's always fun to interact with them and talk to them, and find out their inspiration for different pictures or paintings that they've done. So yeah, it's great.
I actually commented on a alter account recently, and the card kind of like reminded me of it was like a robotic kind of female art, and like it instantly reminded me of like the xenomorph kind of spaceship, where like the how like gets really kind of mechanized and creepy. But also, I don't know if any of you guys would even remember this movie, but Virus.
Yes.
From back in the
Very
day.
vaguely.
With the robotic kind of cyborg, like human mechanicalized things. Like, that's what it really reminded me of. They're like that's like kind, and they did reply. They're like, that's actually where like the inspiration came from. I was like, nailed it. Because I was like, I called it. I was like, that's awesome. Because I was like, that's instantly where my mind went.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that they were like kind of like
for Xbox.
Pardon?
I need to get you Alien Isolation for Xbox. So you
Alien
play it.
Isolation.
I'm
so
good. Not to do it. Mm-mm.
Come on.
No, I'm good. I don't play games that scare me. I am a baby. I'll be honest. We're good.
Alien Isolation. It's not that scary.
I tried to play. I think it was Alien Resurrection on PlayStation, and we're good. We good.
But this one's so much better.
I'm aware.
One of the best survival horror games.
The one that I do want to get is I did purchase it and then I refunded it. It was Alien. Like it's where you control your squad and you guide them through.
Marines?
Yeah, you control your Marines and you go through like
that one's.
Oh, really?
Because of one typo. So that was the reason. So like
Dark Descent.
The AI just wasn't working. So the story behind this, because the AI doesn't work. We'll just go through this real fast, and you see the aliens just like running into the walls and all that stuff, not attacking you and anything. And long story short, when you had like some people looking into the code and figuring it out, basically they changed a 1 to a 0 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Or just broke all the robots.
And then like everything worked, and that was it.
That's funny.
Whoops. Yeah. This is also why I don't program no more.
Yeah, you don't want to be responsible for Termination Day.
Bloody hell! Like side tangent again. Like once, like when I was in university, I was just looking at my code, programming in assembly, and I couldn't figure out why my code wasn't working. And my friend comes along, and he's playing around. He's putting in like some debug code and everything. It's like, oh, I figured it out. And like, why? What happened? It's like this one that you have here. You put an L by accident, and it's not a 1. I'm like, son of a.
Ooh, yeah, that could be it. I can see that.
Yeah. But anyways.
So, this is a magic podcast.
Yes. What happened when you guys bring me back?
Yeah,
I just remember so many things.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
old.
Well, I started off with a virus and alien stuff, so yeah, I can see I can see where we're going here. But I guess should we get into the new stuff?
Oh yeah.
Do you think we're done on the past and the and the good times?
Let's go on. Let's go on to this. I don't know how I feel about this new set. Like I'm a fan of it, the series. Yet at the same time, I don't know if it should be magic or not.
Honestly, at this point, with all the Universes Beyond stuff, I've just kind of thrown my hands up. I'm just going to enjoy it.
It always comes back to
enjoy it for what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, like the Doctor Who stuff, I absolutely love, and like I picked up a couple of the decks last weekend, and they're super fun.
And like
with the Timmy Wimmy,
yes,
Timmy Wimmy, timey wimey. Like I'm just saying, like I discussing with a few other people that and I was just telling them like I'm just waiting for them to bring on X-Files, and I'm gonna do a Dana and Scully partner commander when they do that, because they're gonna get there eventually.
Yeah, I think this is gonna become like a yearly thing.
You're speaking my language here. You're speaking my language. I love the X-Files.
See, that's the thing. Like, because like the
That's
reason why
more
all this
fantasy than some of this stuff.
no, think of it this way, okay? The whatever you enjoyed in your childhood, okay, whatever was popular in your childhood, chances are it will be in like a new set because all those people are that are designing these sets are our age right now,
Oh, that's a very good point.
right? Mm-hmm. So and you look back at all the things that are popular that have come up. Why?
Do you know what would be a good set that I know is not going to be?
What?
Because it's owned by Disney.
Star Wars?
No.
No.
Marvel?
No, the new Gargoyles. They're rebringing back Gargoyles, and Gargoyles would make perfect sense in the Magic universe.
Yeah,
that's true. Night and day cycles.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
That actually would work.
No,
when it turns to stone, its booty gets +2.
Yeah.
You know what would be fun?
Or would it get weaker because they get smashed?
Maybe its power would go down, but its toughness would go up.
No, it would just be like, because you already have cards where it's like, if like they're like an artifact that do whatever, and then once you cast a spell or something, they become like a 3/3 creature with flying and all that stuff, right?
Well, my thing is, in the show when they're in their stone form,
yeah,
they got brutalized and they were smashed.
Episode 1, yeah.
The flashback, yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, the set that they are.
Yes, what are they doing now?
we're once again we're going on. My bad again.
No,
but
that was me. That was all me.
It's never Slothy at this point in time. It's just
if all three of us go on tangents, this is going to be 4 hours about absolutely nothing.
Oh my goodness!
It's about everything.
Thunder's probably like, get to the point. No. So we'll
get there when we get there.
Yeah. We're talking about them announcing Fallout, not Fallout Boy, Fallout, the video game.
I want a Fallout Boy Secret Lair now. My Patrick Stump will use words that make no sense.
Oh, here's my 21st century digital boy. Oh my goodness. Something's wrong with us.
I'll jump on this first one because it's probably the only one that I remember.
Here's my arms race.
So I think like the last actual Fallout that I played would have been New Vegas. I think it was New Vegas,
that's
right?
a long time ago.
Yeah.
That one just turned 13.
I did
like 2 days ago.
I did buy one of the newer ones. Did I play it? No. Do I know why? Because I love wasting money, apparently. But I remember the name Caesar because when like Daniel, he's like, he called it. Oh, what's the dumb game online that's like the build up and shoot and it's like PUBG?
Build up and shoot?
Fortnite?
Yeah, there it is. Daniel called it Fortnite cards, and I was like, I'm not talking about this. I 100% was like, I'm not talking about this.
I mean, they did do a Fortnite Secret Lair.
Yeah.
So a full set.
Yeah, well, he was like, you're going to talk about Fortnite stuff. I was like, no. I'm not talking about Fortnite stuff. I was like, you are starting to cross a line with me, Daniel, and I'm putting my foot down. But okay,
wait, they'll come up with a Nintendo one. We'll like have Peach and Mario and Luigi.
That'd be great. I definitely would do that one. Okay, I should really.
What?
I wonder if I'm going to screw up. Video. Let's see. Nope, we're good. We're good. It looks fine. Okay, we got Caesar, Legion's Emperor. 1 red, white, and black. We got a legendary creature, human soldier, who's got a 4/4 body. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, choose 2. create 2 1/1 red and white soldier creature tokens with haste that are tapped and attacking. I dislike that they're not human.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
I hate that they're not human. Because I can't feed them to my kitty.
Mardu humans does not need any more support.
I
agreed.
It needs to be white and red human soldiers, because I need to be able to put it into Trin and Sylvar, and I need to be able to have a token generation to feed them to my kitty. But then you draw a card and you lose 1 life. And Caesar's Legion Emperor deals damage equal to the number of creature tokens you control to target opponent.
That part's strong.
I really, really like this one. It's like even like baseline, you'll do 2 damage.
Yeah.
Because you can choose 2, so why not make 2 tokens and then deal damage?
Yeah.
It with food, treasure, and clues, actually no, it's number of creature tokens. Never mind.
Creature tokens.
Oh, so did think of that. Haha. But yeah, no, that is
no good. Ducks and hoops for you, sir.
You can choose the same one twice, because it doesn't say choose 2 different, right?
Yep.
Or can
so if you want first time around, you can.
Doesn't it usually say you can choose the same mode more than once?
Yeah, I think so. Like this one, you have to choose differently. Yeah, probably.
Judge, anyone that listens that has a judgeship, let us know. We do have some cool alt art for it though, as well.
Yeah,
I do kind of like that different kind of Fallout looking one. Art. Yeah. Talking about Pip-Boy.
This Crucible of Worlds reprint is gorgeous. I love this cartoonish style art.
I always enjoyed that in the Fallout series. I enjoyed the animated little Fallout. I'm pretty sure I played the Fallout bunker game on my phone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I played that as well, Survivor or whatever.
Yep.
That was fun.
But this next new one, I think should have had partner.
Agreed.
Or partner with.
Every Doge needs an owner.
Dog meat ever loyal. Red, green, white for a 3/3 legendary creature dog. When dog meat enters the battlefield, mill 5 cards, then return an aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. And whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, create a junk token. And a junk token, it's an artifact. You can tap it to sacrifice and exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn, activate only as a sorcery.
Woof woof. I like the bandana.
Yeah.
Such a good boy. I'm
this
interested
partnered with Soul Survivor would have been great.
Yeah.
That's just easy to go into Ren and Siri.
Yep.
No, it's an interesting commander, especially in those colors. You don't really mill too often, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of builds there are.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to revolve a lot around looting effects with the red, and then casting dog meat, because it doesn't have to be one of the 5 milled cards that you return.
That's true.
Yeah, also Caesar and dog meat are precon commanders.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So are these next 2. No. These next 3?
3? I only see. Okay, never mind. I see the other one. I just gotta scroll down more.
Please, Sherman, take this doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Madison Lee. It's blue, red, white for a 2/3 human scientist. So this one I'm actually interested in, because whenever you cast an artifact spell, you get an energy counter. I am kind of happy that they're bringing out energy
notorious for
again.
Artifacts.
Yeah. So, because energy, like it was something that I always kind of wanted to play in Commander, but it was so weak because there's not enough energy. But like seeing this kind of makes me excited, right? So, but like whenever you cast an artifact spell, you get an energy. You can tap it, pay 1 energy. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains trample and haste till end of turn.
The trample.
Or you can tap, pay 3 energy to draw a card. Or you can tap and pay 5 energy, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. For 5 energy, man. That's so dope. So this is something that I'm kind of thinking about building.
Please, I think it would be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
My only downfall is these are energy tokens. I don't have green in here to double it, but I do have white, I guess. So you get your you can put Mondrak, Anointed Procession.
But the thing is, so you're in blue, and blue had a bunch of like big creatures that dropped like 5 or 6 energies when they enter the battlefield. So you just blink that.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh yeah, you are in blue white. You can do a whole lot of blinky shenanigans.
Exactly. Right. Sure, they cost a lot to come out, but you're casting artifacts. Most of the time, there's going to be ramp. Right.
True.
So Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Sky Diamond, Fire Diamond.
Arcane Signets, all that good stuff.
Throwing
that's very true.
Oscar. Sacrifice your artifacts and exile and bring back more copies, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Now you're starting to see it.
Please, Sherman, yes, please, you must build it now.
So,
but it is whatever you cast, though. Not
it's whenever you cast an artifact spell, right? But for 3 mana, like it's a cheap commander. It's just like it's limited by the pips.
That's true.
So, but for 3 mana, like that's early on in the game, and then after that, you're like every time you cast like a ramp artifact, a mana rock,
it ticks,
you're just getting these energies.
That's very true.
So, like, who cares?
So
you're in blue and red, so you're drawing, discarding. White brings back a bunch of stuff. So they can be artifact creatures. Like imagine like a Worm Coil Engine. You discard a Worm Coil Engine, you bring it back. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
White has a lot of stuff to bring stuff back.
Or like even if you've got some, like say Ashnod's Altar, you can do some fun stuff with like Mere Battlesphere.
Yeah. Clark Clan Ironworks.
Yeah, KCI.
Well, I'm just trying to think because you want to get your artifacts back to your hand.
But it doesn't matter because like even if you do that, okay, like you can go infinite with a Nim Death Mantle.
Yeah.
Right.
So get out of here talking about going infinite. This is blasphemy.
You have Mere Battlesphere. It comes out, creates 4/1/1s, right? Then you have Ashnod's Altar. You sacrifice 1, you get two colorless, and with Nim Death Mantle.
See, I'm trying to think about how to get energy tokens. That's what I'm sitting here. Like energy tokens, like this, you have to cast. You have to cast your artifact to get it. But I guess I got the later.
The fact that you bring back stuff, right? Like
to the battlefield, not your hand.
Yeah, to the battlefield. Return target artifact card.
So you guys are animals trying to go for the win. I just want to make as much energy as I can. I want to be a power plant. So,
anyways,
I need to be that power plant.
Later on.
I need to power plant the next guy. He's a giant TV.
Really hope that they've got Liberty Prime in this deck.
Ooh.
I think that would be really flavorful.
I have to say, I'm looking at my camera, and every time I smile, my mustache is longer in one part, and it makes me look like I'm missing a tooth. Like I look like a hillbilly out here. So the next card we have here is Mr. House, President and CEO. It's really weird that there's a dead body in the background behind him. Or maybe it's just a person. Who knows? It doesn't have to be dead.
That's literally just Mr. House.
Oh, I'm napping. So it is red, white, and black Mardu again. Legendary artifact creature, human. Whenever you roll a d4 or higher, create a 3/3 colorless robot artifact creature token. If you rolled a 6 or higher, instead create that token and a treasure token. Pay 4, tap it, roll a 6-sided die plus an additional 6-sided die for each mana from treasures spent to activate this ability.
I'm not going to lie. Dibs.
I think Daniel might have already on the phone with me, but you guys can argue that one.
Dan stole one of yours.
Yeah, he did steal one of mine.
I think it's only fitting.
It is only fitting. I'll agree. Sorry, Dan. Well, he can have Dr. Chaos or Dr. Malcolm. But we got no Pip-Boy or Pip-Boy one for this guy. The Soul Ring is awesome.
Right?
Please, Slothy, take the...
This next one I am also very excited for. This is the Wise Mothman. 1 black, green, blue for a 3/3 legendary insect mutant with flying. Whenever the Wise Mothman enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter. And a rad counter is at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. If you've got any rad counters, you mill that many cards and lose 1 life for each non-land card milled this way, and then you take a rad counter off.
That might be the one that he wanted, maybe. This sounds more familiar.
Sounds like a rad concept.
And then, whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way.
That seems like fun. Not gonna lie, that seems like fun.
I'm terrified, but I want to know more about this guy's story. I know he's gonna eat me, but please tell me more.
Well, back in the day, after there was a disaster, a few people saw what they thought was a Mothman in the bridge.
Oh, yes, I do remember the Mothman story.
But I like the fact that they have rad counters. That seems really, really cool. Like a nice way to mill. And it can be dangerous because if you have too many, you're going to mill yourself out and lose too much life. So it's, it's in your best interest to have a rad counter, but like not have them too many, and they do go away, which is kind of cool.
1 per turn, right?
Yeah,
and and you're in colors where you can bring stuff back constantly, right? So I think that just off the everyone was going to be like, oh, let's throw in Modrofa.
Yeah.
So
I think Bruvak is also really good for this deck.
Ooh, get out of here.
Bruvak. What's that one? There was a
hideous laughter.
There's so many good
crabs.
Things.
There's what is it called? Maddening Cacophony.
Yep.
So then you can have everybody mill half their library.
The fish.
And then with Bruvak, that's just everything.
And the fish.
The fish.
The fish that hits, they mill.
Yeah.
I have a problem with the next card, though.
Which one?
And I have a problem with the card that they have in the next series, too. The Jurassic Park one, even though I love it. You can't throw Alpha. Like, I have to see another Deathclaw somewheres in this set. Or this is just the Deathclaw. If I have nothing to say, hey, this is the Alpha Deathclaw, it's better than the other Deathclaw, it's just a Deathclaw. If I can't comparisize it.
Deathclaw. 4 black green creature lizard mutant. Menace trample 6/6. When Alpha Deathclaw enters the battlefield, it becomes monstrous. Destroy target permanent. And it has monstrous 4 for 5 black green.
Just 1 more than it seems, see?
That That is a very, very high cost.
You're in green.
For the ability though, because things like what's it called? That artifact creature that comes down and destroys a permanent.
Meteorite Golem.
Yeah, Meteor Golem. For being able to get that for 6 mana and then for 7 mana.
2 triggers?
I don't mind it.
2 turns back to back?
Yeah.
I guess. But like
and it hits any permanent.
You normally, that's true, so you can target land. But normally you see Meteor Golem in things where you blink, right? And like green, black, you don't really have that. So, like, granted, you can reanimate it and whatnot. I totally get it.
You're just blinking from the graveyard for this one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, like, or unearth or whatever. I totally get it. So I like the high cost of it. I'm iffy. Like, it has Menace and Trample, and like if you make a monster, so it's like a 10/10 with Menace and Trample. Yeah. So I can kind of see that. You should. Maybe if they threw in Death Touch, I'd be more excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this next card is disgusting. We got Feral Ghoul, 2 and a black, creature, zombie mutant, menace, or the good old Menace. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Feral Ghoul. When Feral Ghoul dies, each opponent gets a number of rad counters equal to its power.
This is solid.
That's a very bad time.
Solid. That's pretty solid.
I'm going to be playing this. Do you know that goes instantly in a Marin deck?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm considering putting that in my Ellis Ilcor deck.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because if I have, like, say, 20 counters and a doubling season out, it dies, I move 20, or it's 20 power, I put, then I put 40 counters, 40 rad counters onto you guys.
I find it more interesting the fact that, like, with this, it doesn't even care about the counters, it just cares about its power. So, like, let's say Feral Ghoul is being targeted and it's going to die. Let's say you throw in something stupid like Howling Mine. Or not Howling Mine, Howl from Beyond. Right? So it's like X in a black, instant. You know, so if you pay 6 into it, it gets +6/+0.
Yeah.
Or end of turn, right? So it becomes an 8/2 instead.
Each opponent gets 8 rad counters.
Or even if you're playing black-green, you could just throw in Colossification.
Yeah. Or throw in something like... Actually, wait, Berserk is only for attacks, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
you could
throw in, like, unnatural growth.
Yeah, things like that. Even like a stupid giant growth. It. Right? Like, think of it. Just even a giant growth, okay?
The Ozolith, yeah.
Ozolith would be nice, but
it
like,
comes out, I move to my attack, I move the +1/+1 counters that were on my Ozolith onto this guy.
But think of how many rad counters everyone will have and how long it takes. Okay, so that, like, with a giant growth, that's going to be 5 rad counters. So that's 5 cards milled plus 5 damage, and then it's going to be 4. So that's going up to 9 damage you've taken from it. Plus you build 9, then 3. So that's 12 overall.
Unless you bring it back 14. Each turn. Like, I could see this being a staple now in a Muldrotha deck, in a politics deck. Or not politics, but...
Hear me out here. Or a token deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine making copies of the Feral Ghoul.
Oh, gross.
Okay. So, like, how would the host it?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Okay. Or you're in blue, make a copy with, like, have Orvar, right? The off form. You know, target Feral Ghoul. Just make copy after copy after copy after copy. Right? So if you board wipe and there's like 4 of them out there and each one's like 2 power, fine. It's still 8 rad counters that everyone's getting. So now it's like 8. Then next turn 7, so that's 15 cards milled, plus they've taken 15 damage. Then 6. Okay, so that's 21 damage that you've done, plus 21 cards you've milled overall. So it's very, very, very dangerous.
I think the only thing that saves this from being completely cracked is that you'll only lose life for each non-land that you mill.
Yeah.
Which I mean, in my case, I'm still screwed. However, I should not be running 32 lands in my 5-color slivers.
That is very true. That is very true.
But my slivers are the mana.
It still works.
But that's what I would do with this ghoul. I would find a way to like make copies of it again and again and again, and like
even Rite of Replication.
Yeah. So, or like throw it on a mimic bat.
Yeah.
Right? Who cares?
You guys are evil.
Yeah.
So... What? Can you imagine like bringing it out with a mimic bat every single time?
We've been on one card for way too long.
Okay,
even though I love this card.
The next broken card I see right away is Rad Storm.
Yes.
Okay. 3 in a blue for an instant speed card that has Storm and Proliferate. How stupid is that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Green Sky at Night, Ghoul's Delight. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Let's face it, if you're in a storm deck, you can storm easily, right? But like, imagine like you're in an Atraxa or something like that, okay? And you're like, even if your storm count is at like 3, which is very, very easy, all right? And then you throw this down, that's going to be up to 4. So you proliferate 4? Are you kidding me?
Sounds juicy.
Also,
and I currently have a spot open in my Atraxa deck.
This is so mean with the rad counters.
Exactly. This is just stupid. I think this card is going to be easily like a stupid expensive card. It's almost like Fierce Guardianship or like Deflecting SWAT. It's going to be like a staple. In all honesty, for anything that has counters where you can storm and proliferate off, it's going to be a staple now. This is one of the strongest cards I've seen in a long time.
Speaking of strong cards, one that I'm absolutely in love with right now is Vats. 2 and double black for an instant. It's got split second. Choose any number of target creatures with equal toughness. Destroy the chosen creatures.
That's so
cool. This is 4 mana. Shut down your token deck.
Yeah. Shut down a lot of decks, actually.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It is so good. And the fact that it can't be interacted with.
Yeah, because split second
is so good.
Wow.
That's the thing. Split second is what makes this card.
Well, they would have
100%.
to... Well, hopefully... I guess split second, if you cast it and there's nothing else on the stack, yeah, they can't do anything about it. But if I remember correctly, say there's 3 other spells on the stack and then you do Vats.
Yeah.
They can still respond to the spells prior to that, correct?
Yeah, so like you would have to...
They just can't do anything after the split second.
Yeah, so you have to let the bat resolve first, and then you have those other 3 spells, and then you can respond to those 3 spells.
Oh, gotcha, never mind. No,
unless it's like a special...
Yeah, as long as it's on the stack, players cannot cast spells or activate abilities at all.
Yeah. So, but like it comes down to like things like Ashnod's Ulcer or Phyrexian Ulcer. Those ones you can still activate, even though they're activated abilities. They're mana abilities, and mana abilities are special abilities. Same thing with Morph.
Gotcha.
Right? Yeah. So, but if you have something like Ulcer of Dementia, then you can't do that because that's not a mana ability. And that is an activated ability at the same time.
Yeah.
So I feel that Sherman should take the one that's directly below the Vats one. But
I was looking at that. I wanted to mention that.
But before we'll end the episode on that one there, Sherman, because we're getting there. I want to just quickly mention one of the cards that I thought looks super fun, and it is over encumbered.
Yeah.
It's 1 and a white, enchantment aura, enchant opponent. When an over encumber enters the battlefield, enchanted opponent creates a clue token, a food token, and a junk token. At the beginning of combat on an enchanted opponent's turn, that player may pay 1 for each artifact they control. If they don't, creatures can't attack this combat.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that so much.
Could you imagine being in a having this in, say, your Yenna deck, and then making a copy for each opponent? So now all their opponents can't attack unless they pay 1 for each of their artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
So stupid. It's a great card. Don't get me wrong.
I think that's that just seems super fun, and I love the artwork. That just sounds like a rough time trying to haul all that around.
Oh, being over encumbered in Fallout was so annoying.
It sucks.
That sounds like we should have ended on that one. We're over encumbered with time here.
Anyways, the card we're talking about that Brian wanted me to talk about was Nuka-Cola vending machine.
In all honesty, that wasn't even it, but
I've got one more that I want to talk about that might be the one you were mentioning.
Okay.
I wanted him with his powers that be in front of him to talk about the arcane signet.
Oh, okay. I'll do that real fast in a second here. All right. So I'll just let me mention what the vending machine does, and then I'll mention the arcane signet. Okay, so it's real fast. Like 1 tap, create a food token. It's not a big deal. And then whenever you sacrifice a food, create a tap treasure token, which is kind of cool. Funny side tangent though, when Fallout 4 was coming out, someone actually collected a bunch of bottle caps, sent it to Bethesda, and said like, "Hey, I would like to pay with bottle caps," and he actually sent them a game.
Yeah,
that would have been amazing. That's so funny.
That's kind of in the same vein as them saying anybody who named their kid Dovahkiin, who was born on November 11th, 2011, would get free Bethesda products for life, and someone actually did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So crazy.
Oh, I love the alt art for it too. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. But the arcane signet, for anyone that's not watching on YouTube, we apologize. But this is the arcane signet. Art for it is going to be a pit boy. This is my pit boy right here.
Sherman's all ready for the post-apocalyptic world.
Unfortunately, like this one does turn on. Okay, it does boot up, as we can see here. Now, unfortunately, when Bethesda came out with these, 95% of them did not work because they could not get past a certain screen, which is what I'm showing right now. Unfortunately, I have one of those 95. It is what it is. So, but
he wasn't one of the 5%.
Yeah, I was not. So, but it has like little things here and there. Like has a little tape thingy that does not want to come out right now. But anyways, so yeah, and, you can put it on and everything. Great for Halloween.
Yeah, that's really neat. I like it.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
I really like this stuff. So, but yeah, arcane signet. Pit Boy looks dope. I like it. Just like the Soul Ring where it shows the vault door.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah,
that's definitely a cool piece.
Yeah.
So Slothy, which one did you want to discuss here?
It is an absolute flavored win.
I think I know which one it is.
Gary Clone.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. Okay. I was going on about the intelligence bobblehead.
I love the bobbleheads. I am really excited to see that whole cycle. But Gary Clone. 1 and a white for a 1/3 human citizen with squad 2. So you can pay 2 any number of times and create that many token copies of it. Whenever Gary Clone attacks, each creature you control named Gary Clone gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
This should have been legendary.
It is. Nah.
I think that would have been so funny.
That would go against the flavor.
Yeah.
I really want to make it so that we can have 54 copies of it.
Oh, because that's how many there were in the vault?
That's how many were in Vault 108.
Oh, man. I remember first time playing that vault, it freaked me out because all you hear is
Gary,
someone yell,
Gary,
Gary, and you see one just charging towards you. You're just like, ah! Just trying to shoot it, right?
Gary.
So like, and like the whole place is just like, it's Fallout, so everything's run down, destroyed, and all that stuff. You see like dead bodies everywhere because like all these Gary clones just wiped everyone out.
Yeah,
So,
Gary's 1 through 54 are the only inhabitants of the vault at the time you come into it.
Yeah,
they did an excellent job with these lands.
Absolutely, these lands are gorgeous.
These lands are fantastic. I want all of the foils. I will take them all. That radiation, the swamp, would be amazing if the only thing foil is the green.
Even just the command tower looks
the Lucky really 38 cool. Command tower is so cool.
Yeah.
Like the cards just look absolutely fantastic.
Wasteland is a card they absolutely needed to have in this one.
That would be really cool.
The art for that one's pretty neat.
I do enjoy, again, all of the comic book kind of style-esque art that they do for, because again, it's the flavor of that PI, right? Or IP?
Mm-hmm. IP.
Personal information, intellectual property.
Right. Private investigator.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a PI. But no, I think that's what I really like about it all. Plus, like we see with the new Jurassic Park stuff that's coming out, they have, again, the explicit artwork that kind of fits the film. And that's what I really enjoy when yes, it might not be your meat and potatoes of what you think should be in Magic, but you have to admit that these cards look great for anyone who's played Fallout.
Yeah,
this is the flavor.
It's kind of the same thing as with like Doctor Who. If you haven't watched it, you might not.
Yeah, all I remember is
Doctor Who fans are insanely hyped.
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of like how we were like before we started recording, we were talking about the new secret lair that they announced for the Princess Bride.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like anyone that has seen or watched or read the book Princess Bride is instantly like, okay, which characters do you have?
Give me a Sean Connery.
So, like I when I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, I technically have like all these cards, but it's Princess Bride,
right?
Yeah, right.
Like, there's going to be things that everyone likes differently, and I again don't believe that anything should be shamed for what they're coming out with. Yeah, kind of. Again, you're not investing in really, say, your world, your stories coming out with these kind of things, but like one of my friends mentioned that he's started getting into Doctor Who because of the Magic cards. So I think that we're going to have basically that. I'm going to say it, and I know it's not going to be the right words for it, the cross-contamination, but I don't mean it as such. That we're going to have fans coming from one side or the other, Magic fans getting into Doctor Who, or these or Fallout, and Fallout fans getting into Magic. And I think that's what's going to just keep bettering our community.
Yeah, 100%.
And with that, guys, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure all of these guys, thank you for listening in today for our discussion on our thoughts and highlights of the Calgary face-to-face event and the new Fallout set there. Is it just Commander decks? Or is it like I
think it's going to be like the Doctor Who ones,
so
where there's
Commander decks and collector's boxes.
And the collector's boxes, but the collector's boxes are only going to have like alt arts of the cards from the Commander decks.
I prefer that. If I'm spending my money, I want the alternative art.
Being able to like buy all 4 like decks and have them all be completely playable and have every card in the set, because there's like 290 new cards
Yeah.
in the set.
Golly.
Yeah, that's not a lot, and you know what? That's a splash of the Fallout universe. I like it. I think that's a good way of going around it.
Yeah.
But with that, guys, we want to say thank you for listening in. Remember, you can find all of our content at intothE99.com. We have excellent articles written by our listener right now, Thunder Emperor Command. You can find all of his articles on intothE99.com. You can find all of our YouTubes on there. It's all linked, and everything that we come out with. Currently, I know the next face-to-face event will be December 9th, I believe. I don't know if we'll be there yet. I'm sure that we will let you guys know in the future here as we get closer. Who knows? We might just be there playing games. Or
realistically, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I usually typically go just to play games. Meet new people, spread the word of mouth. Always good to get out there, say what we're doing. As always, if you see us, come say hello. We love interacting and meeting our fans and just people who love Magic.
Absolutely.
I can't remember if I'm missing anything. If you please
go on.
If there's any cards or anything you're looking for, but don't want to spend $200 on a new Mana Crypt, like the ones coming out from the Jurassic Park stuff and the Ixalan, go on over to Abyss Proxy Shop. Use code IT99, you'll get some money off. The proxies are insanely high quality. I order from them myself, and I've never been disappointed.
There you go.
And
especially good if you have expensive and you don't want to sleeve it up. Just use a proxy. That's a great way to preserve it.
Exactly. And unlike some experiences I've had with ordering from online card stores, these ones actually show up.
Luckily, I've never had cards never show up, but that would be rough.
I have had it happen twice in a row from ordering from the one site.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's rough. I guess on that note, if you want to help Slothy recoup some of his money from his cards not showing up, and if you want to help support the show in what we're doing, if you're enjoying our content and everything, just like Thunder, Whipsaw, and Strange Ronin, please check out our Patreon. We have
don't forget Calvinus.
Calvinus Prime also. If you want to help support us, check out our Patreon page there. We have, with the exchange rate and Patreon site, it's $2 Canadian to, I believe our next tier is $5. You get access to all of our content early. That means any gameplay that we produce, our podcast episodes, and so on. You get early access. You get live listening like Thunder's doing right now, and a few other perks. And you just get to interact within us with your private patron chat with all the hosts. Really fun happening time. Always some really good interactions and conversations going on there. And again, we just want to say thank you to our patrons and to all of you at home listening and enjoying the content.
Yeah.
With that, guys, I bid you adieu. Adios.
Take care.
Peace.
Catch you guys next time.
Talk to you guys next week.
Cheers.
Laters.